Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now once again I am 2 wars behind, therefore we're gonna get 2 alliance wars in a single video. ASR against KENOB and then ASR against TCN. Now I am taking my first fights in this war already quite late in. And with that, the result of this war already was kind of decided. The base point is, this was the second time this season already for us facing KENOB. We won the first war relatively safely, but we had a horrible war against GT40 just before this one. And this war, well, it didn't go much better than that. So at the time I was doing any of my fights, it was already quite clear that we will not take the W in this war. Unfortunately, as it is, I still need to do my best getting through the fights, and ironically, I will also have to feature one of the worst fights I have had in my history of ever. I just had an absolute brain fart. In reality, I was doing the last of my fights as I was literally painting the walls in my new place covered in paint, and we'll get to it when we get to it. But first, I am on path 4 in section 1, and I need to take this thing. And this is actually a very long fight if you are using Nick Fury. I have done it before. I know it's safe. Nick Fury is actually, relatively decent option against Thing, especially if you're not in your life model decoy. Sorry, if you're not in real Nick Fury phase. Because if you are in real Nick Fury phase, then every medium crit triggers protection. And every medium crit. But in the first life model decoy phase, it's not that bad. Plus the node significantly reduces my crit rate if I choose not to shrug off those debuffs, which I often do because I don't want to be critting too often. But in essence, the fact that Nick inflicts bleed left, right, and center makes it super easy to manage the rock stack charges, so you never have to be really worried about it. If you want to slow play it a bit, then he will never reach 15 charges, or you can play basically as normal, and then you just need to kind of like keep an eye on those charges and, well, realize when you can push him to 15 charges. But yeah, as I said, this fight's fairly straightforward. It's not really risky, plus with all the willpower healing that I'm getting here, it just takes a while. That's about it. This fight lasted about 3 minutes something, so it is quite long fight for Alliance War. 138 hits, the combo meter when he finally goes down. So not the quickest one, but definitely not too scary one. Now this void actually can also be a bit scary, but with Nick Fury it's gonna be fine. I could actually use my Mole Man as well quite easily, I think. And we have heal block debuff, which Mole Man could also shrug off, and then long distance relationship and insult to injury and all that other good stuff. So I'm just gonna head down in there. And yeah, obviously Void class disadvantage, and he's not immune to bleed like Thing was, and immediately the fight is going a lot quicker. Now I don't think I'll finish this with like a perfect bar. I will be taking some damage here and there, but we can see that when it comes to the health bar fights, then well, Nick Fury is ahead by a lot. So I finished at 77%. I did use one of those 3-minute 15% regen boosts, because why not? We keep getting a lot of them for free, and I'd rather use them than let them expire. Now next fight here up against Wasp, and here I'm going to use an Indestructible 3, because with Wasp things can go south very quickly. And I do know that my heavy attacks, should they happen to crit, will trigger rage. And I also do know that my medium attacks, should they happen to crit, will trigger rage. I also know that my lights won't. So if I do parry and do 4-hit combo, I come in just below the rage threshold. You can see that here I'm going for my level 1, and she's going to be at 4 Fury, so I have 1 more Fury before she goes unblockable. But at the same time, the fight's pretty much over. And that was a very quick, very stress-free fight with Mole Man. Now these fights are a bit later on, once I get some more energy. And yeah, at this point I'm actually going to show the score. The score was quite horrible. The score is quite horrible. So I'm going to be going up against this Mysterio. I'm going to be using magic, and he has power focus 2. That means he gains significantly more power until he reaches 2 bars of power, and past that point he gains less power, but we're not going to let him get that far to begin with. He also has aggression prowess, which is completely useless in this case because obviously he's never going to throw a single special attack in this fight because magic has dropped her level 2. I have mystic power boosts on, and yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. Magic might not be the hardest hitting champion, but she's still an absolute goat when it comes to power locking down champions. If Magic comes out as a 6-star, oh, I will try so hard to get her because 28 seasons in Alliance Wars, and she has been one of the MVPs for every single season. She might not be the most used champion, but when push comes to shove and when there are hard fights, Magic's one of those champions that people always look at as a possible answer. And yeah, just that easy, just that effortless. Next up, I'm going to be going up against this Black Widow Deadly Origins with Mole Man. Very straightforward fight. I've done it several times already on the channel. You guys can see it in past. I normally kind of choose to play it safe. Sometimes I enter rage, sometimes I don't, but I basically use my indestructible charges to get extra openings, push her to level 2 ideally, and that's it. Slowly but surely. So we're gonna also get... this isn't, I think, the most interesting fight here because, yeah, it's fairly straightforward. I'm slow playing it a bit as well. Did make a mistake somewhere along the way, and that's it. And now I will have the biggest brain fart. The worst fight I have had in Alliance War in a really long time. I generally don't know what happened. It has been happening more and more to me recently, but first time in Alliance War is just when I'm absolutely exhausted. My brain kind of switches out, and yeah, this was horrible. Luckily, it had absolutely no impact on Alliance War. We had already comfortably lost this one, so I also didn't, well, feel too much pressure. But here we see the first mistake. I tried to go for heavy attack when I shouldn't have, and then I'm just gonna end up making the worst decisions ever. And like here, I dropped the level 1. Why? I don't know. I get hit. Wonderful. I eat a heavy attack. I don't dash back quick enough. I thought I did dash back, but well, game says I didn't, and you know, no excuses. I'm not gonna blame the game or controls or anything like that. It's just me. Like here as well, I would swear that I was dashing back, but either way, that's it. That's how I die. I go back in, obviously, with Nick Fury, get hit on purpose, and just finish off the fight immediately and without any trouble. But, unfortunately, we did lose this war, so that was our first loss of the season. And at that point, yeah, sucked. Then the next war started. This war is number 9. It's ASR against TCN. And I, again, started it quite late because recently I don't want to fight in the evening when the war starts because I'm genuinely not capable of playing decently well, so I always try to procrastinate my fights to the next morning, next day, when I'm a bit more fresh. And well, this war we were doing better already. We had like 1 death or few death lead by the time I start, and I actually do get to do all my fights in kind of like one solid run. In section 1, I was on path 3, but there were no opponents. But I do get to make up for it with a couple of interesting mini-boss fights and the shared fight here at the end as well. So I'm going to be putting the Alliance War boosts on, because why not? I probably should have used the regular ones, because I'm running low on these, but hey, either way. I wasn't 100% sure that I will be able to do all my fights. But anyways, the season is coming to an end, and I'm sure that I'm going to manage my boosts well enough. And yeah, so first fight here is going to be Silver Surfer against the Thing, and Chitonius Taunts node. So obviously Thing is bleed immune, so Chitonius taunts do not pose any damage. Again, I'm using a random 15% regen boost just because why not? I need to use some of those so I could claim others, and I don't want them to go in overflow. Because yeah, so far in this war season we have been getting like an Alliance War pack every week. Hopefully we get another one, because thanks to those packages I actually might be able to purchase 6-star Unstoppable Colossus, regardless how useless he is. But thanks to all of those loyalty savings, I might just get a new 6-star for Arena, which, you know, is neat. It's no different than pulling Iron Man for the first time from a crystal. As far as I'm concerned, it's clearly an Arena fodder. Anyways, back to Warfight. So I'm slowly but surely getting my Furies up. I do have Human Torch on my team as well, therefore gaining those Furies with Thing is quite a bit easier. I do not have to wait for the extra stacks after 15 to fall off. Any additional ones that I gain automatically get converted, and Thing is significantly easier to play and ramp up if you do have Human Torch on your team. Here again, I do make some mistakes along the way, but it's Thing, so whenever you get tagged, pretty much you go unstoppable anyways, and then you can quickly escape the situation. Or if you do get hit too hard, then protection triggers, and, you know, happy days, take no damage anyhow. And yeah, slowly but surely, Thing is not the fastest killing machine, but this is actually like the third war this season I use my Thing, which makes me kind of happy, because quite honestly, Thing was the rank 3 6-star that I had used the least up until now. Only thing he did was sit on Alliance War defense. Didn't use him for like any quests anywhere under any circumstances, but now I'm actually starting to use him for Alliance Wars offensively, which is kind of cool. And yeah, next fight here we have Dormammu, Human Torch, food, absolutely nothing to worry about there. Still had that 15% health boost active, great stuff. And we can see that he's just being burned to the crisp. I did not use pre-fight because I do have another fight with Human Torch. But before that, I need to deal with this Vision Arcus. After that, we're going to have a very interesting T-Rex fight. Now, this Vision Arcus, again, has the Chitonius turns node, strike counter power rate, buffet, and quite good counter here is, in fact, going to be the Thing, because the Thing is effectively buffet immune, because his buffs cannot be nullified. I do not really care for trying to manage my power much, so I do not care for strike counter power rate. And then on top of that, Thing is armor break immune, which means that Vision Arcus can't put his cold snap on you. So it all kind of pretty much works out. Only thing that you would kind of could kind of add to Thing's arsenal here would be some sort of petrify debuff or something that slows down or reverses Vision's power gain. But even then, if he gets 3 bars of power, I'll just drop a heavy, trigger protection on purpose, and you know, should be fine. I did use an indestructible 3 boost going in this fight, so there's that as well, even though I'm quite sure that I'm going to squander it at some point along the way. But slowly but surely that Vision Arcus is going down, and obviously Thing starts hitting harder and harder the more Furies I get with him, and you know, it's fairly kind of tame fight. I do happen to eat a heavy attack here because why not? And yeah, not the perfect fight, but you know, good enough. Good enough, I would say. So we have 13% here on Vision Arcus. Need to get that level 2 out, and then 1 combo, and I think I'm gonna finish it with level 1. Done and dusted. Next up, we're going to T-Rex. Now, this T-Rex is actually quite good placement, I think. It is quite scary fight with not that many great counters. And I'm going to be using Black Widow Clairvoyant. And I think this is the first or second time I use Black Widow Clairvoyant in Season Wars, in Alliance War, which is kind of cool. Give her a bit of chance to shine. Now, I'm not running Liquid Courage Double Edge, but the plan is to stay in the Poison Curse anyhow. This node also gives him a chunk of power whenever I nullify a buff, but it does not count the buff immunity as nullifying a buff. Now, I did make a mistake there before. I exited the Poison Curse. That means I kind of need to do a full circle around, which I was not going to be able to do, unfortunately. Nonetheless. I am in a Poison Curse now, and the fight's kind of under control. So with Poison Curse, I get to power drain him, power steal for myself, and I do get a bit of power back from the Mystic Power Boost. And I just need to make sure that I keep cycling my level 2s, and then that's kind of like the main goal. And again, ideally, I don't want him to throw his level 2. Ideally, I want him to throw his level 1 instead, because that's obviously much easier to deal with. I don't have to dex, but then I decide to push him further up. And we can see that he is at level 2. So this might have been a mistake, but I do await some time. I'm relatively okay awaiting Terex's level 2, but I probably should have just tried to take it on a block, thinking about it. But another level 2, and at this point I feel definitely quite safe. I'm at 57%, he's at 18. I'm about to drop another level 2 and just power drain him even further. And he's going to use his level 1, 6%. It's not the quickest fight, but you know, it's fairly stable. I would feel comfortable taking this fight again, definitely, because I didn't have the best start, but it worked out okay. And then the final fight again here against this Dr. Doom. As you can see, this is a rank 4 Dr. Doom. I think that could potentially be the first rank 4 that I take. Maybe not. But we're going to be using Human Torch, and the plan here is quite simple. The plan is to basically block, hopefully, make sure he doesn't throw his level 1, and block and re-parry and incinerate him. Because of Power Focus 1, I effectively don't have to bait out a special attack from him ever. Because Human Torch could basically finish off the fight by the time he gets level 2. Unfortunately, this doesn't go to plan exactly. I have done this fight before with exactly the same strategy in one of the previous wars, but this time, unfortunately, he will throw his level 1, and I'm actually going to end up eating it a bit. But here I do not evade it. But it didn't hit too hard, and it actually gave me some more smolders. So it's not too bad. Plus, since I didn't evade it, I don't have dex on me, so I didn't get the shock. And that's actually better. In this situation, eating that level 1 is definitely better than actually evading it, because I did not get the shock placed on me. He could not heavy me, and we can see that the fight is over. So we did end up winning this war. So currently, after 9 wars, ASR is at the top of the leaderboard at 8-1 score. Obviously, wars are still extremely close, and we do need to win the last 3 in order to be able to finish first, which, you know, hopefully does happen. But I must say one more time. I know I have kept you guys for 18 minutes. Hopefully you guys have been entertained. I personally don't think Alliance War season should be happening right now. Far too many game problems, far too many problems with dexterity, with blocking, with individual champion bugs, with crashes. One of the best and kind of most important wars of the season, just now, as we were doing this war, got decided by disconnection. And also, it got decided by that crap tiebreaker, which I think is a horrible tiebreaker, which I think has nothing to do with any measurable amount of skill, which is, you know, the fight duration time. So yeah, that's it. I don't think war season should be happening. I don't know. I don't care for it too much at the moment, and I think war in general, putting all the game issues aside, is in a very bad place. I think we need new map. I think we need basically overhaul of everything, and definitely that tiebreaker has to go. And on top of that, all the game issues, stuff like that. Yeah, definitely the war season should not be happening right now. Compensation packages or booster packs, or call them as you will, be there or not, the war season should not be happening. Anyways, that being said, I will try my best to upload the last 3 war videos. We'll see how I get on with that. If I need to, I'll combine them in one video like I did here, but hopefully I can get time to upload them separately. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya! Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about